We're going to wing this like I wing my eyeliner. Except I don't wing my eyeliner because I have hooded eyes, and winging eyeliner is not really a doable option when your eyes are super hooded. But welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you the next episode in the Dust Collectors Get Ready With Me series I'm doing with Paula, Kim and Amy, who will all have linked down below. So my goal is for this video that I do not want to have to edit it too much. Fingers crossed that I can get a nice flow of words without mucking anything up. But looking at my track record and the amount of editing I normally have to do, we don't think that that is going to actually occur. But what I'm going to be discussing in this video, I'm going to be including not only my makeup doing abilities, but also I'm going to have my finale for my Spendless Year 2021 and a little bit of a channel update. But before we jump into that, let me show you what palette we're going to be using today. So this is a new palette to my collection, and it is a Sephora palette. I think it's called Caffeine Please. Let me double check. Yes, Caffeine Please by Sephora. So this will be the palette I'll be using today. It is, let me open it up. Okay, so this is the palette here. It is so cute. It's like a double layered opening. I will say though, it doesn't have a mirror. So for double layered opening, I would have thought it would have had a mirror in it. But this is what the palette looks like. So this will be the palette we'll be using. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to recreate what is going on down here, the suggested look, but we're going to jump straight into it, and I'm just going to be doing my makeup from start to finish. Please note that majority of these items, probably everything that is in front of me, except for the palette and the lipstick, they are Project Pan items. I'm probably not really going to talk much about the actual products that I'm using, but if you're interested in knowing more about the products, you can find a full list down in the description. And also, if there's anything specific you would like me to talk about in any way, shape or form, or you've just got any questions, let me know down in the comments. So let's jump straight in. We are going to discuss my Spendless Year 2021. You might remember that I've been doing a Spendless Year this year, and up in the cards I'm going to put the introduction video for that, I guess, challenge or project. I'm not really sure what you would call it, but my goal was to save money. Halfway through the year, I kind of refurbed it a little bit, and I'll actually put that video up in the cards now-ish too. And my goal was to try to save $1,000 by the end of the year. From about there onwards, we have not been faring so well. It's not that I didn't achieve, I guess, some of the rules that I laid out for myself, but this is incredibly too orange for me. But look how much I have left. I want to get it used up, and so I just keep slathering it on my face like this and hoping for the best. But in regards to the Spendless Year, I think that it wasn't a fail altogether. For the start of the year, I definitely was doing quite well with it and the rules that I laid out for myself. And about halfway through, I found that there was a couple rules that I found to be not realistic considering, I guess, my lifestyle. And then I got kind of not bored with it, but it all became too much. I slipped off the bandwagon a little bit, and once my foot was off the wagon, I kind of went along the lines of, well, my foot's already off, so I might as well just jump off here. Which I know is not really how it needed to be, just because I had a mix up in it didn't mean that I had to give up entirely, but it all just became too much. So I didn't really do that well in the second half of the year. In saying that, the main things that I actually didn't do well in were takeaway coffee and takeaway food. Actually, the rest of my rules I did really well in. So those were just the main ones that I really mucked up in. And that isn't really a fail, but it did feel like it. This is incredibly orange, and I'm sorry, but it is just what it is. With that being said, I feel that the way I ran my spend less year for 2021 was not the best option for me. I do want to try to do a long-term, I guess, low buy / no buy, but trying to set up rules at the start of the year and then follow those rules for an entire 12 months without any, I guess, rah-rahs, I guess, in between doesn't really work for me in relation to some of the options. Some of the options I did really well, and then others I did not. So I will be bringing back a form of a spend less year in 2022, but it is going to be different. So definitely stay tuned to see that. But overall, I will say for this year, though I said I wanted to save $1,000, I didn't actually set up any structure so that I could actually see how much I saved and what I saved it on. So overall, I wouldn't be able to tell you if I saved $1,000. I probably did, considering I didn't buy a heap of things, but in saying that, I could have spent, a heap of that also on takeaway coffee mostly. So I wasn't really sure how I was going to end that. That's why I've incorporated this kind of finale into this video, because it's kind of a bit of a ho-hum ending. It just kind of ended. I didn't really have any major success or any major losses in it. It just was, I guess, a learning curve for 2021. And now I think I know how I want to restructure the whole process for 2022. Because we are not going to give up here. I do want to try to save a bit of money, and I do want to try to buy less stuff and maybe declutter more. I'm also thinking of incorporating a decluttering program challenge into my spend less year. Maybe not necessarily as part of my spend less year, but I do want to do a year-long decluttering project that will kind of roll in conjunction with my spend less year. My revised, spend less year. So that's kind of where we're sitting in regards to that. I think one of the big things is I decided to go in hard in the first instance. So instead of, testing the waters, which I know so many people said you need to test it before you jump in, but I'm not really the type to do that. I like to just jump straight in and hope for the best. And for the first 6 months, I actually was doing quite well. I think my biggest thing is I get bored with it. I become a bit like, the same goes for when I do diets. I can go extremely hard and be very good for months, and then all of a sudden I just stop. It's like I just kind of give up on that option. And then once I've stopped, You know, it's not like, oh, I just have a cheat day. It's then I have trouble getting back onto the bandwagon. And I think kind of the same felt for my spend less year. I should probably like hold them up because sometimes I feel like you can't actually see it all what I'm doing because I'm doing it all down. But just chucking on some primer. Eye primer is like the never-ending product of your makeup collection. It's like you buy one eye primer and it lasts 100 years. You know, this one here, I feel like I've used it. I've used it full time for a year, and I was using it a bit the year before in 2020, and still it's like, look how much is in here. This is like a never-ending product. So I am going to jump into my Sephora palette to, I guess, set my shadow. No, I'm not, because there is no shadows in there for setting. I am going to jump into my Book of Magic palette. This is part of my Dude You Panda, my Battleship challenge that I'm doing with Andrea. And I'm going to use Vanish, which I've already hit pan on if you've seen my update for that project. But I am just going to use some Vanish to set my eye primer down. Because unfortunately, the Sephora palette does not have a, I guess, a basic matte shadow like this. Okay, we're going to jump into my Sephora palette now. It is a very basic neutral palette, but I think I'm going to start with this color here. This one is called a latte, some type of fancy way to say some type of fancy coffee. And I'm just going to blend this into my crease. So that's kind of where I'm sitting in relation to my spend less year. I guess that's a bit of a nothing finale, and I could have probably done a whole video about what I've learned and about myself, but I think I'm going to incorporate that more into my introduction for next year, because it will explain why I've decided to do it the way that I think I'm going to do it in the new year. Because I do want to kind of continue with that concept of aiming to spend less. So it's not a no buy year, it's not technically a low buy year, it's just an aim to spend less in the year. So I'm definitely going to be redoing it, I guess continuing on with it in some shape or form. So please make sure you check out that video when it comes out in the new year. But I guess that's also moving into discussing how I want to structure my channel in the new year. As you probably know, if you've been around for a little while, if you've been following me for a little bit, you will know that I haven't really done any videos. I didn't do any videos in the month of November, and I think the same went for, was it September? I didn't do any videos. So I've been a bit hit or miss over the last few months, probably the last 6 months. In September I started a new role, and I think though the new role hasn't caused me hardship in any way, I think that I've become, normally I would get up early and film and edit my videos, but I've been having, I guess, my nighttime and morning routine has been disrupted. So I haven't been getting up early to film my videos. So I'm a little bit behind, and that has led to lacks of videos. And I also think there's been weeks, probably in that period of time, there's probably been at least 4 to 6 weeks where I haven't even worn makeup. So I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon in regards to my panning projects as well. And I think some of that is I overloaded myself with projects. And I put in a structure with 3 videos a week that I couldn't maintain, especially because the structure, though it was 3 videos a week, there was not really any main structure to when those videos come out. I just based it on when the projects were due. I'm going back into that latte color with this as my under shade, my under crease, under bag, under eye. But yes, so 3 videos a week has not been maintainable for me, especially because, as you may know, I live in multiple places, and when I go away on weekends, I lose all my structure. If I don't have, because my weekends themselves do not have structure, so I could leave things to do it on the weekends to achieve goals in regards to this kind of stuff, and it doesn't work because my weekend structures are not, I guess, in line is probably the best way to explain that. And now I've lost my brush, my blending brush that I just had. Oh, there it is. Found it. Found my blending brush. So the next shade I'm going to jump into is this mocha shade, and I'm going to use that to kind of deepen up my lower crease. I say crease, but it's basically my made crease, which I explain every video, but I'm going to use that to kind of darken up the lower edges of my crease that I am choosing to have in place. But yes, so in regards to my YouTube channel, because I haven't been able to maintain that 3 videos a week structure, and I don't like the lack of exactness about how I've been running it, I've decided that I'm going to drop down to 2 videos a week, and those videos will be going up on Mondays and Fridays. So in relation to that, my main goal will be to do 2 videos a week on Mondays and Fridays, and if I do have a 3rd video that will go up that week, be that a video that is, I guess, a standalone outside of the normal realms of what I'm doing on my channel, outside of my projects, that video will go up on a Wednesday if I do it. So it will be 2 to 3 videos a week, but mainly 2, and those days will be Mondays and Fridays. So with that in mind, you can probably already guess that that is not necessarily going to line up with the day that a project is meant to come out. For example, I guess the Deck of Panning projects, they go up on the 20th of the month. So if I'm only doing Mondays and Fridays, the 20th of the month may not be a Monday or a Friday. So what is my plan in relation to that? My plan is that I'm going to put it on the Monday or the Friday that is closest to the day of the project. So if it's for the 20th and the Monday is the 21st, I'd put it up on the Monday. If the Friday is the 19th, I would put it up on the Friday. It all depends on what day, the Monday or the Friday, is closest to the specific day. In saying that, if it is an introductory video, an intro video, I will always put it after the due date, the starting date, because most projects, for example, a lot of the Pantastic Ladies projects, they start on set days, and you shouldn't, they don't like it, it's part of the rules, you don't upload your introduction or mention projects before the starting date. So that's something that I will obviously be doing, because that is the rules of that group. So if I'm doing a Fantastic Ladies collab and the Friday is the 19th and it goes up on the 20th, the Friday's the 19th and the Monday is the 22nd, I would put it up on the Monday because for the introductory video only. Then going forward from that, it's not really matter if it's a day before or a day after, but the introduction will come up after the starting day, if that makes sense. I hope that all makes sense. But I'm hoping that if I've got more structure in knowing that videos go up on Monday on Friday, that I will find it easier to get the videos done. That I'll know when I've got to film, when I've got to edit. It will make planning around that stuff a lot easier, because right now I'm finding that I've got lots of videos. Say for this month example, I have basically already recorded all of my videos before I'm recording this. So I've got a heap of videos. I've probably got 8 or 9 videos that are already pre-recorded. But my issue is not doing the videos, is in recording it. But then this has got a lot of kick up from it. But then finding the time to edit the videos, because I do ramble and I go off onto these big tangents and, you know, I get hay fever, so I sneeze, or I get all snotty, or I muck up my words because I can hardly talk 90% of the time. So that is why I have a lot of trouble. I guess I need to edit a lot of my videos. I don't have that smooth motion, I guess, where I don't have to edit my incoherent rambling, which this section currently is. But we aren't editing. We're trying very hard to not do any editing this video. So I'm going to now chuck hazelnut onto my lid. It's this gold shade. I'm not using any form of glitter glue or additional sticky base. I'm just chucking it straight on. I will say I don't mind that actually. That definitely works well with that latte, or however you say that shade. This is quite a nice basics palette. Unfortunately, for a name like coffee, caffeine please, it unfortunately doesn't have a coffee scent. It would be definitely a lot nicer if it did. Okay, so I'm just going to chuck a bit of more of that mocha shade here into my outer corner to hopefully beef that up a little bit. Just a little bit. They definitely kind of blend together really well, these shadows do. Okay, then we're going to take some of Soy Latte, which is this nice sparkly color. And I'm going to chuck that into my inner corner. Okay, and I'm going to use that on my brow bone. And I'm actually going to do things a little different and I'm going to use it as my highlighter. Okay. So, recap of basically what I have just said is that, yeah, I'm going to spray on some of this Maybelline Lasting Fix to keep everything in place. It's basically empty at this point. So it kind of like spittles. But I just can't stop using it until it's completely empty. So, anyway, so recap of where I am going with all of that. These are two new lipsticks I've got from Australia. This one's called Grunge and this one is called Vienna. This one's obviously an actual bullet lipstick and this one is a liquid lipstick. Let's open these up and have a look. I've never used these before, as you can tell, because they're still in their wrapping. Okay. Yeah, this one is deep and dark. And then this one I think this one's meant to be more sparkly. Yeah, it's like a sparkly. Love the smell of these Australis lipsticks. I kind of might go... these just smell like regular bullet lipsticks. I might go the dark one. I mean, will it match? Probably not, but we'll do that in just a sec. I'm going to put on some eyeliner. I've got a black eyeliner here. This is the one from Emco Beauty. And I've got a mascara. What was I saying? Recap of what I'm just going through here. So a quick recap. I'm trying to film doing eyeliner in your camera screen. It's very difficult. Ugh. So recap in regards to my spend less year. Though it wasn't a fail, towards the last 6 months of the project, I kind of fell off the bandwagon, especially into regards to coffees and takeaway food. I spent definitely too much on those things, but I have reassessed the project, the program, the challenge, and I will be bringing back a spend less year for 2022, but it will be in a different kind of structure. So stay tuned for that video at the start of January if you are interested in it. Then in regards to my channel overall going forward, I will be putting out 2 to 3 videos a week. More likely 2. They will be coming out on Mondays and Fridays going forward. And I do aim to better utilize my Instagram. So currently it has almost become a avenue where I just advertise that a video has gone up on my Instagram. On my YouTube, which ruins the whole point of Instagram. I want to get back into using my Instagram fully, and I will be, this is Grunge by Australis, I will be putting up my video, my project, I will be putting my project content also on my Instagram for those who do not use YouTube, or for those that are interested in seeing it in a different kind of platform. Because I would say this kind of taste, how it smells, which is not very nice. But this is brand new, so it's not bad. It just, my lips are a wee bit dry, and I do not feel that this is working. Not just for this eye look, but I think my lips are too dry for this creamy. It's very pretty purple, but it's not working. So let's chuck this one on. This one is Vienna, also by Australis. Much nicer smell. This is probably a better, it's just kind of shiny. I have a little bit of, oh yeah, it's like a shiny pink. And it's definitely got little glitters in it because I can feel it. There we go. That's probably a nicer look than that grunge. So I would like to use that grunge. So I will just fix up my hair, I guess, and I'll be back in just a second. And we're back. I feel like I needed to get kind of in the festive season because we're about 2 days. Well, actually, at the filming of this video, we are about 4 days away from Christmas. So I thought I'd get back into the festive nature of it. And as you can see, I have actually had my hair cut and colored, and I am actually loving having this new short hair. So I had about this much taken off of my hair. So I'm enjoying having this new thinned, I guess, shorter hair. Anyway, this video has now come to an end. If you have any questions, comments, feelings, thoughts, things you would like to see either in my Spendless year or on my channel in general coming into 2022, please let me know down in the comments. And if you'd like to see a specific structure in regards to these Get Ready With Me videos, or you would like to see me talk more about the products or anything that you would like out of these videos specifically, also let me know down in the comments. I am always open and ready for constructive feedback. And really, you use the word constructive just to say feedback that is actually helpful, rather than somebody just saying something mean that is classed as feedback. But really, I can't do anything with that information but feel bad about myself. So what constructive means is feedback of things that you would like to see on my channel that I can actually physically achieve for you. So please let me know if you have any of that down in the comments. But until next time, I'm Verity. That was another episode, because I can't remember what number we're up to, of the Dust Collectors Get Ready With Me series I'm doing with Paula, Kim and Amy. And now to the outro.